guys, and welcome back to the channel. So today's video is going to be the long-awaited video of me showing you guys my kids' school area. So this is what we're working with right now. This is the area that I'm going to be transforming. I'm going to be getting rid of that computer station and changing it out, cleaning up the area, and then putting everything in. And I wasn't able to film the process as I was doing it because honestly it was broken up into so many days that running to set up and get the camera just wasn't an option because I really just needed to get that station set up for school. So okay, so I'm just gonna start from this entry point. So this is how their area looks. Give a small pan view and then we can get right into it. Now I'm going to explain that this is just half of our den area. This is the kids area. I'm not going to show this half over there because you know it's not completely done, so we're just going to do this side. So this is the cubby unit area. This is where we just have the storage unit that I mentioned from IKEA. I still have a bit of organization to do to it, but yeah, again, unfinished project, but things have to get put together for school. Right here I have the United States of America poster mounted right there. Didn't have a other place to put it at the moment, so it fits perfectly right there anyway because it's visual all around. And then that dry erase board, which I actually bought this when they were virtual learning in the fourth quarter, and I bought that from Amazon. So that is that station, and moving over to their station. So this is the kids area. So I mounted up that like almost like a bulletin board, and it just has their schedules on both sides and an updated calendar. I just print out a free calendar every month, and then I just update it so they could see and follow along with the days, because sometimes you need days reference. I mean, especially when you're home and you know days are just blending and merging into one. I do have a spot for their vocabulary words so they could have a visual every day. They did not have one set this week, so that's why it is empty. And then this is the table, guys. So let me go and explain. Oh, sorry for the gloominess. It is a very let me get a better angle. Okay, so it is a very gloomy day. It rained all morning. My intent was to get this up earlier, but it's been rainy days, so I just figured let me just get it out the way. But this is an IKEA tabletop. Now remember I said in my past videos that we couldn't find legs, and we still couldn't find it when we had to mount this up and get their station ready for school. So what we had to do, we went to Home Depot to kind of build these legs, and my husband came up with the idea to kind of do it this way. So these are 2x3 wood planks that he put together and just made the legs for the table, because again we couldn't find the original ones. They were all sold out for like months. So this is what we had to do. We had to go with this concept, and I kind of like this concept better anyway. My husband wanted me to kind of paint it, but I don't know if I would paint it. I kind of like the raw edge, and it still matches with the floor, so I might keep it that way. And then the two chairs that we got from IKEA for $12.50, I believe. And then I got this cushion here from Walmart for $5. Like the chair original, this is how the chair looks. Okay, so when I bought these chairs as a backup, remember they were backup chairs, I bought them with the intention of things being the way that they were in the fourth quarter. So it wasn't intentional for them to actually sit in them for long periods of time, but that is literally what it's been. Sometimes they can be seated in these chairs for 3 to 4 hours, literally. So I went and got them cushions for the chair because it's not comfortable to sit in that long. I might go and get another set of chairs, but I just, at this point, I don't know. So right behind their table is this bookshelf. Yes, I'm in the mirror. It's their bookshelf. Now, originally we didn't need it a second bookshelf. We do have another one, and I'll show you that in a moment. But my husband wanted to mount the internet and the Wi-Fi router box high, so there'll be a better signal throughout the house. So we opted to get a taller bookshelf. Because we didn't need a second bookshelf, the two top shelves are more so for decor purposes, which really, I like it. It still kind of goes with in the room, the black, whites, brown, and all that stuff. So I kind of like it. The bottom two shelves is more so the kids stuff. It's where their books are, their reading books. That's not all of them. They do have some in their room, but general books that we have out here, and then just some extra books that and folders that we have. The blue and purple binders are their current school stuff, so I just put everything in there. The idea was to have it on the table next to the beautiful sanitizer and tissue box, but they were just too large and I didn't want it to occupy too much of the table space, because I just wanted them to have a lot of room space when they're doing their work. So I just mount everything there. They know where to go and get their supplies. All their supplies are in there. I could give you a quick tour of the binder that I put together in a quick second, and then I wanted to explain the reason for the tissue box and the sanitizer. Now I know I don't know if it's odd, but it's typically not odd to me. Obviously, this setup is not permanent. It is a temporary situation because eventually they would have to go back, but I want them to still get used to the idea of using the tissue and the sanitizers, because even whenever they do go back to school, I am going to be sending, like, this is how things were prior to COVID. I've always sent them with a tissue and sanitizer. It's just wasn't always mandatory to be on their desk station. So now I'm assuming it would be. I want them to get used to it always being in a designated work area. My husband and I always have sanitizer at our desk regardless. So I wanted it the same way for them. So if they need to blow their nose or use it appropriately, everything is right there. And that's how I would assume it would be in school. If it is not, it will be for my kids. Okay, so now I have my daughter's binder, and I'm just going to go quickly through it because I don't want the video to be too long. But as I said, that they have all of their supplies in their binder. This is this is their treasure chest token economy system, and they earn a star or a check mark. I use a dry erase marker, or sometimes I use a marker in general just so it doesn't erase easily. And then I check off daily what they earn, and when they get their 5 check marks or whatever, however I tell it, because they change it up, then they earn their treasure chest reward. And then they have their zip pouch. In their zip pouch they have everything. I'm not gonna open it because you can clearly see it's clear, but a dry erase eraser, a dry erase marker, eraser. They have their scissors, pencils, highlighter, and the reader ruler slash type thing in their binder. They have their schedule that they can reference daily, and then they have these tabs, which I do one for each day. I usually print out, if they have an assignment, I print out and put it in there and then file it away later. And then they have like this choice book activity, which they really don't use, but it's just something, again, to give them a visual for, so that if there's something that they want to do that day or something that I want to do with them that day, then I'll just put it on there and then they'll know what we're doing that day. Or if they, like I said, they don't really use this as much, honestly, but it's there if they need to, because sometimes if we need to build a different schedule from what they have, I would build it using that. And then that is also something that teachers use in their classroom as well. It's just a visual schedule to kind of help them get throughout the day. Sometimes just looking at words is pretty boring. I mean, this schedule I created for them. The teachers did not do that. They had like a general one online, and then like I said, it wasn't appealing for me or them, so I just created something with color, and it's easy to follow things when each block is like a different color or something like that. So again, when you're dealing with kids, sometimes you have to be creative, and unfortunately not every teacher is. Not, again, shade with teachers, but just saying. Now on the top of the bookshelf, you may have seen my little treasure box right there, and I did mention when I was searching for that for like 3 weeks at Target, when they had all their school supplies. That is my kids' token economy system. That's a treasure box that they earn for towards the end of the week. So let me take that down and just give you a little idea of what's in their little treasure box. Okay, so this is their treasure box. I paid $3 for it from Target. Whew, sorry, that was loud. Okay, so these are the stuff I have in it. Now keep in mind, the stuff that I have in this treasure box is specifically catered to my kids. I know a lot of teachers use a treasure box system or token economy system, and they kind of buy a lot of large quantity stuff like pencils, erasers and stuff, because they have a lot of kids in the classroom, so they look for things that has to stretch. I only have my 2 kids, so this is the system that I have for them. Everything that's in here I've bought for $1 or less, even though it may look like high-end stuff. I just wait for stuff to go on clearance, or I get a lot of stuff from the Dollar Tree when they have it. So we have some slime here. My son is in love with slime. My daughter likes Play-Doh, the complete opposite. Slinky. You know, all this stuff. I actually got this on sale from Walmart. This was $1. I do have a little candy. Candy is always a good reinforcer, a good token economy. A grow toy that I got from a Michael's bag. This I actually got from, can I get it good? The Dollar Tree. Believe it or not, sometimes the Dollar Tree carries Barbie stuff. And this is it's just a bunch of general stuff. Every now and again, you know, I'm always in Dollar Tree, guys, so I'll always pass through the toy area because I'm not only just shopping for my kids, I'm shopping for my clients. So, you know, I just pick up what I can get and I just build their system. I also have another thing in here. Let me show you. I made these for my daughter. These are Robux money. Robux, however it's said. Robux money that she could earn and cash in for actually a Google Play card. And wait a minute. Yes, that she could cash in for a Google Play card to replenish her Robux money on her account, and she's able to buy stuff when she's playing. So that's another good token economy system if you have a little one that's strongly into Robux or Minecraft. It's the same concept. Okay, so in this station, this is the first bookshelf that we got, and the reason for this is that I wanted the kids to actually have their own area to get supplies when they needed it. I also wanted them to be able to have other things to do than just sitting in front of the computer all day, because again, I was going off of the concept of them just getting assignments and submitting it. But you know, it's clearly different from what it was from the fourth quarter. They actually have things to do, which I'm happy about, but again, they literally can be sitting down for like 2 to 3 hours, maybe even more at a time, depending on the teacher, you know. So just giving them an area to get certain things. So we have kinetic sand, like a domino game, and I believe the last one is like a floor puzzle. I have to label some more of these things since I started it and, you know, didn't finish. But slime, some math manipulatives back there, just different things, puzzles, like different things, guys, that they could just play with when they're have free time. We have Play-Doh, Lego, which are also counters, Play-Doh cutters and other stuff that they could do. And then at the bottom is all their craft supplies, paint, whatever, because I mean, there's no craft activity right now while they're virtual learning. Like it's just not, and they do have assignments that requires coloring, but it's really not to say craft. So I do craft activity with them because I mean, they're kids. Like, it's still supposed to be somewhat fun. Like they're not adults where they have to look at a screen all day. It's still supposed to be somewhat fun, and depending on the teacher that you have, it may or may not be fun, and we can get into that in another story, but let's just finish this video. So on the top they have their school supplies, the pencil, crayons, glue sticks, and markers. They're all general, and I just labeled them so that they could just go and get their supplies when they need to. And this is not just for them, this is for all of us, because sometimes, ironically, believe it or not, these things go missing, and it's not like they're being lost intentionally. They're just never in one designated area to be found. So now that they are, everybody knows where to put them back when they're done with it, or to go and look for it when they need it. So that is a good system that you could put in place with your kiddos, and not just your kiddos, just your family in general, because if something have a designated area, everybody knows where to put it back when they're done, where it's just leaving things out because they don't know where to put it. You know what I'm saying? And then we just have a basket here where I just keep a lot of miscellaneous stuff in there. The coloring books are there, a little bit workbooks are there. So I just leave that there. And this is the kinetic sand top, which I really had no other space to put it, so I put it there. Above that, I have another bulletin board, and this is a Black History information type of board. Like I bought these from TPT, and they're basically just inspirational people through history, current, past, present, and every now and again I'm going to change them out. It came in a pack of, I believe, like 15 different people, and it wasn't just Black people, it was just inspirational people through history or current. So there were Hispanics, there were just different cultures in that collection. So every now and again I'm going to alternate and rearrange the 6, because I only could have fit 6 there, but I do wanted them to be able to just look at things. Like I said when I was talking about bulletin boards and mounting things up for the kids, it does not matter if you're specifically teaching things to your kids. If you have things visually mounted in a space, it gives them something to look at, and self-consciously they are still learning. So that is why a lot of teachers just put a lot of stuff up in their classroom. It doesn't mean that they necessarily teach everything that is on their walls, but it is something to look at when the kid is bored, when they're spaced out, when they're done with stuff early, when they just have a break or need a break. The first thing you do when you have free time, you look up. So, you know, it makes sense in a way, if you get what I'm saying. You don't just look down. The first thing you do, think about it. When you're done with something, you look up, looking for something to do. So that is the concept for this. And again, I'll be changing up. Right now I have these 6. I have Martin Luther King, Nelson Mandela, Barack and Michelle Obama, and then I have George Washington Carver and Ibram Kendi, however you pronounce his last name. But again, we'll be changing it out seasonally. Or the idea that my husband gave me is that I might put like a bulletin board paper on this wall here, something that I can take off eventually, and then I'm going to add more over here. So we'll see how that goes. But on the side of the bookshelf, if you watch my son's gamer's room, this was in his room, and I just moved this in here. Again, when they have their break time, they have something to do where they could play together, you know, because it's a 2-player game. Like, you can't play by it. You can play by it by yourself, but it's really not fun. So I move it in here just for them to do for break time. I do have some store stuff underneath there that I have to kind of figure out what I'm going to do with it. And then if you notice in the back of it, it has this brick thing going on. That is a large cardboard that I covered with a brick wallpaper, and it honestly acts as a division between the school area and the living room. So again, like I said, when they're done with things or bored with things or just, you know, stuck in a moment, the first thing they do is look up. And if something is entertaining in that next room, that is going to distract them. So that division, that actually opens up. So that's just half of it. It opens up and it kind of blocks off both sliding doors. So that's why that is there. So guys, that's the system I have in place for my kids for their school area. Is it completely done? No. Will it be done? No. Because again, it's supposed to be a temporary situation. Even when they do go back to school, this is still going to stay the way that it is. This is why I kind of just try to keep a simpler color tones around black, white, and a little bit of color in certain areas, because it's probably just going to stay like this, and it's going to act as their homework station whenever they do go back to school, or just an area they could come and color and draw, or just do what they need to do. Because some of the supplies that are on the smaller bookshelf, I don't allow them to take out this room because they can, you know, they could damage, like the slime. You try getting the slime out of carpet, like it could happen, you could do it, I've tried, yeah, but the point is I don't need to make things harder for myself. So the IKEA table is easier to clean, it's easier to wipe off, so a lot of the stuff they can only use when they're in this designated area. So that is why for the most part it might stay the way that it is. But yeah, that is going to be it for today's tour of their homeschool area, virtual learning area. Sorry that this video took so long, and sorry I'm not all the way put together. Like I said, it's been one of those days, like it's still kind of raining, a little gloomy. I mean, I almost didn't get the video up, but it really needs to get up so that I could start fall videos. But I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.